All right, happy second half of this wonderful book about Marguerite. Yes, Maya Angelou. And we learned that her real name was Marguerite Annie Johnson, born 40 years before that fateful day, April 4th, 1968. And let's jump right in because she had a rich background. She had a wonderful family. She was smart. She loved books. She learned to read. Let's learn about Uncle Willie. Now let's see if it's light enough here. Uncle Willie, his face drooped down on the left side. Okay, we've had relatives like that, but they're still perfect. His right hand was bigger than his left. He stuttered and limped and used a cane, and he knew how to do math. Like Benjamin Banneker yesterday was a great astronomer, and he was the one who built the sun-powered clock. It was turning additional light on. So we're just learning about so many geniuses from our individual legacies. So, even though he might have had physical deficiencies, he still had a lot. And he taught Maya her timetables. Yes, practiced with her day after day. Thank you, Uncle Willie. Come on, do your threes. Now do your fours. Maya recited her times tables like a song, saying them faster and faster. Uncle Willie would say, "You sure are a smart little girl. The smartest girl in town," said Bailey. And on they went, multiplying numbers. And on they went, multiplying their love. Quick, what's 9 times 8? What's 7 times 6? Yeah, I was quizzing some, what were they? 3rd graders. And they were able to read off the answers. I was like, wow, you're smart. When night came, the sun exchanged places with the moon. And when night came, sometimes the white men on horses came too. Oh my. They wore white hoods, and one night Mama thought that they might harm Uncle Willie. Maya and Bailey hid Uncle Willie in a crate and piled potatoes and onions on top of him. Smart. When the Klansmen came looking for Uncle Willie, they couldn't find him. Maya was proud of their clever idea, but surely whatever meal they'd cook with those potatoes and onions would taste like sadness, like fear, after being soaked in Uncle Willie's tears. My goodness. Caged in. You remember the book she wrote, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings? Sometimes bad things happen. Sometimes darkness comes. Maya was 6 when she moved back to St. Louis to live with her mother. She rode the train with Bailey. When Maya was 7 years old, her mother's boyfriend hurt her body, hurt her soul. "Don't tell nobody," he said. "Don't say a word." Sometimes bad things happen. Sometimes darkness comes. Maya couldn't keep the pain inside. She told Bailey, and they cried and cried. And Bailey told their mother because he knew some secrets shouldn't be kept inside. Sometimes bad things happen. Sometimes darkness comes. The man who hurt Maya died a few days later, and Maya thought it was all because of her voice. If I had kept quiet, he'd still be alive. Maya bottled up all her words, caged them inside. A bad thing had happened. Darkness had come. Oh my. Yeah, children would think it's their fault. It wasn't her fault. It was her thought to think that she was the cause, but no. how to listen. Maya kept all the words she knew to herself. No more feeling the buzz of the bee vibrate her lips. No tongue against her teeth is to say thank you or I love you. No, she didn't. Not using her voice meant Maya's ears took in more sound. The chirping of birds, the rustling of wind, tickling leaves, the tired sigh her mother let out at the end of a long day's work. Not using her voice meant Maya's eyes saw more. The way the sky swallowed the sun. Always slow, she saw the look on her mother's face. Every time she tried to get Maya to speak, say something, talk to me. But her brother never tried to get her to talk. He knew his sister would speak again when she was ready. Bailey sat with Maya on the porch, holding her hand, nothing spoken out loud, but still so much being said. Another goodbye. Hello. Maya's mother thought maybe returning to Arkansas would take away Maya's sadness, so she sent her back. Bailey went too. Maya was excited to work at Mama's store again. And she knew Mama wouldn't try to make her talk. She knew Mama wouldn't expect anything from her except love. No words out of Maya for 5 years. For 5 years, hundreds of thousands of words came in. What Mama Annie said, while Mama brushed Maya's hair and oiled her scalp, ooh, I remember those days, she whispered in her ear, listen, child, I know there's nothing wrong with you. I know the good Lord just letting your voice rest, because he's gonna have you using it all around this world. Listen, child, you're gonna be a preacher, a teacher. You're gonna travel this world, child. Yes, you are. Once you start speaking again, ain't nobody gonna be able to shut you up. How about that? What words do. Sometimes words get stuck in the throat. Sometimes words itch the tongue, beg to come out, rise, but then get swallowed by fear, by shame. Sometimes words nest in the mind, swirl round and round, tangle themselves with emotions, with memories. Sometimes words beat fast in the heart, putter, putter, tap, tap, knock. They beg to be spoken, to be heard. Sometimes words are patient. Like tiny seeds, they wait underneath soil. They are in no hurry, no rush. When it's time, they will bloom. Poetry is meant to be spoken. Ms. Flowers, a family friend, had Maya over for tea, cookies, and lemonade. You gonna talk to me today? Maya didn't say a word. But if you won't talk, let's see what the poets have to say. Ms. Flowers read poetry, and isn't that wonderful? She read it out loud to Maya. Every time they read poetry together, Ms. Flowers noticed Maya's smile. The light in her eyes. Maya, sweetheart, you seem to really love poetry. But you know you can't really love poetry unless you say it out loud. Ms. Flowers said, Maya, you can't really love poetry till you speak it, till you let the words in you and out. Oh, what a wise woman, huh? Yeah, that's a Ms. Flowers for you. Rebirth. Maya took a poetry book and ran under the house where the chickens rested. She sat on top of the soft dirt, opened the book, opened her mouth, and words came out. First in a whisper, then in a shout. They leaped and danced and bloomed out of her, saying, listen, listen, we have something to tell you. How to build a world. Words poured out of Maya, and she felt revived. A whole world of words had been growing inside. She believed people became what they said. So she chose words carefully, planted powerful affirmations in her world. Yes, words like forgive, like kind, words like brave, like powerful, like phenomenal, words like faith, like dream, like free. Okay, we're going to stop here. We're going to have a part 3. Isn't this wonderful? She found her voice.